Hello student, welcome to my channel. I am your Adi sir. Student, previously we have discussed about Coulomb's law from Gauss law and some problem from NCERT. Today we will discuss the application of Gauss law, that is electric field due to a long straight uniformly charged wire. So today we will discuss about this, the application and also two problem from NCERT. Student, to get continuous lecture, please subscribe our channel and click on the bell icon. So let's start the lecture today. सो स्टूडेंट, आज जो हम डिस्कस करेंगे एप्लीकेशन ऑफ गॉस लॉ, हम 3 एप्लीकेशन देखेंगे. फर्स्ट एप्लीकेशन हम लेंगे एक लाइन इन्फिनिटली लॉन्ग स्ट्रेट वायर लेंगे जो यूनिफॉर्मली चार्ज है. सो आई हैव टेकन ए इन्फिनिटली लॉन्ग वायर जो यूनिफॉर्मली चार्ज है, तो उसका बाहर हम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड निकालेंगे using Gauss law. So this is the application of Gauss law. So what I will do, I will take a Gaussian surface. I will take a Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is any closed surface, any imaginary closed surface. So here I am taking a Gaussian surface. Here I am taking a Gaussian cylindrical surface. Here I am taking a Gaussian cylindrical surface. Okay, I am drawing this. Okay, this is an Gaussian cylindrical surface. I can say this is the cylinder, surface area of cylinder, curved surface area of cylinder. I can say this is the curved surface area of cylinder. Okay, here I will take 3 surface. One is S1. S1 is the curved surface area, and other is, I can say this is S. I can say this is S2. Okay, this area is S2. Okay, the two up and down sphere, the circular path is S2. This is the S2, and I can say this is S3. Okay, so I will take the line charge, the straight line charge as the axis of this cylinder. I will take the straight line charge as the axis of the cylinder, and I will say this is the radius of the cylinder. I can say this is the radius of the cylinder. So I will take 3 sections for 3 different part or 3 different area. For S1 I will take one small area. For S1 I will take one small area, that is ds1, and the area vector is radially outward, and also the electric field is radially outward. This is electric field, this is ds1 vector. Okay, I can say this is ds1. This is the small surface area ds1 on S1, where the electric lines of force will be radially outward, and here also the area vector is radially outward. Now I will take the 3 up and down circle. So in this circular section, if this is the circle, then the direction of area vector of this circle is in this way. If this is the circle, then direction of area vector is in this way, always outward from the closed surface. So I will take here a small surface. I will take here a small surface, this surface. Then the electric field passing like this. The electric field will passing like this from the charged wire. But here the direction of area vector, I can say ds3 vector. This is in this way. The magnitude of this area vector, the magnitude of this small area is ds3, and this is the direction of area vector. Now in the area of S2 I will take a small area. Okay, here also the electric field will be like this. Okay, then the area vector I have shown, the area vector is like this. This is outward, in that part the area vector is in this way. So I can say this is the area vector ds2 vector. Okay, this is the magnitude of area ds2. Okay, now I will take three section. One is S1 area, surface area, one is S2 surface area, and another one is S3. So total three section I will take. This is the whole diagram where I have taken the cylindrical Gaussian surface, and here I will write cylindrical Gaussian surface for line charge. Cylindrical Gaussian surface for line charge. Here I will take cylindrical Gaussian surface for line charge. Okay, next part we will go to the derivation section. Okay, next part we will go to the derivation part. Okay, so in the derivation section, let take a cylindrical Gaussian surface whose axis is a thin uniformly charged wire. ये एक्सिस को हम लेंगे, ये एक एक्सिस लेंगे जो थ्रीन यूनिफॉर्मली चार्ज वायर, उसके बाहर एक सिलिंड्रिकल गॉसियन सरफेस लेंगे. उसके बाद हम क्या लेंगे, एज ऑल पॉइंट ऑन कर्व्ड सरफेस इज सेम डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द चार्ज, सो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज सेम एट एवरी पॉइंट ऑन द कर्व्ड सरफेस. सी दिस इज द कर्व्ड सरफेस. ये जो कर्व्ड सरफेस है वो लाइन चार्ज से, वो एक्सिस से सेम डिस्टेंस होगा, क्योंकि ये एक एक्सिस, ये सिलेंडर का एक्सिस और लाइन चार्ज होगा. सो एक्सिस से कर्व्ड सरफेस एवरी पॉइंट में सेम डिस्टेंस होगा. इसीलिए इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड ऑन एनी पॉइंट ऑन द सरफेस आई कैन से सेम. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड ऑन एनी पॉइंट ऑफ द सरफेस आई कैन से सेम. एंड ऑल्सो I will take the flat surface here. S2 is the flat surface where I have taken the small area ds2, and here also S3 is another flat surface where I have taken small area ds3. Okay, here given S2 and S3 are the flat surface. So I can write total flux, or you can write total electric flux phi E equal to closed surface integration of E dot ds. See, ds means total area, but here I have divided three section of area. One is curved surface area, another two is flat area. So I will take three different addition of area. Then I can write this equal to closed surface in this equal to S1 E dot ds1 vector plus S2 E dot ds2 vector plus E dot ds3 vector over S3, here S2. So I have divided the total surface area into three sections. One S1 section, S2 section, and S3 section. Now see, what is the angle between electric field and ds1 vector? See, this is the electric field which is radially outward, and ds1 vector is also radially outward. Okay, so in that case I can say angle theta equal to 0 degree. Here I can say theta equal to 0 degree. Here see, electric field is radially outward, but this is the flat surface, this is the direction of area vector. So angle between electric field and area vector is 90 degree. Here theta equal to 90 degree. Here also I can say theta equal to 90 degree. Okay, or I can say this is theta 1, this is theta 3, this is theta 2. Now I will derive it. Then I can write the total flux is equal to E ds1 cos theta 1 plus integration over the surface S1 plus integration E ds2 cos theta 2 over the surface S2 plus integration E ds3 cos theta 3 over the surface S3. So here total flux I can write phi E equal to E ds1 cos 0 degree over the surface S1 plus E ds2 cos 90 degree over the surface S2 plus integration E ds3 cos 90 degree over the surface S3. Now cos 90 degree equal to 0, so this will become 0, this will become 0. So what we will get? Only E dot ds1 over the surface S1, or I can write E, I can take common E outside, then integration ds1 over the surface S1. See, S1 is the surface, closed surface area. S1 is the surface area, curved surface area. So this part I can write phi E equal to E into curved surface area, curved surface area. Okay, so that's equal to E into, we know that curved surface area, this is the curved surface area of cylinder, so this is 2 pi r into L. Let's take the length of the cylinder is L. Okay, the length of the cylinder is L, so I can say the curved surface area is 2 pi r into L. Okay, this is the flux. Okay, I can say this is equation 1. But we know that if this is a line charge, if this is a line charge, okay, if this is a line charge, line positive charge is here uniformly distributed and the length of the line charge is L, then and the total charge is Q, then I can say line charge density, which is represented by lambda, then I can say this lambda is equal to total charge per unit length. I can take this also, then I can say what is total charge? Total charge equal to line charge density into length of the wire. So in this cylinder case, charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface, charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface, Gaussian surface, I can say Q, which is equal to line charge density into length of the cylinder, Gaussian cylinder. Okay, I can take it equation 2, where L is the length of cylinder. Okay, L is the length of cylinder, but from Gauss law, I can take the total flux is equal to the total charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface divided by epsilon naught, and putting the value of equation 1, I can say this is equation 3. So from equation 1 and from equation 3 I can write from equation 1 and 3 क्या लिख सकते हैं हम, Q बाय एप्सिलॉन नॉट इक्वल टू E इंटू 2 पाई R इंटू L, where we can write the electric field equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught Q by R into L. We know what is Q by L, equation 2, putting the value of equation 2, or you can say putting the value of Q, okay, not Q by L. I am taking here 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught. In place of Q I will write line charge density into length divided by R into L. So L will cancel out, okay, L will cancel out. That implies I can write E equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. This can be written as equation 4. Okay. From that equation I can say, see, lambda is line charge density, this is constant, 2 pi epsilon naught is constant, R is variable. You can take the radius of cylinder, this much, that much, whatever. Gaussian surface means imaginary surface. So I can say the electric field is inversely proportional to the distance from the surface of the cylinder from its axis. So from above equation means equation 4, E equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught R. From that we can write from equation 4 we can write electric field is inversely proportional to 1 by R. Okay. Now see, here Q is positive, so I can say lambda is positive. For positive charge, the line charge is positive. That's why the electric lines of force is radially, I can say radially outward. So if I can say if lambda is positive, that means Q is positive, that implies electric lines of force is radially outward. If I can say these are negative charge, means the lines of force will enter like this and mix with negative charge. In that case what we will get, here Q will be negative, then lambda will be negative. So if lambda is negative, I can say if lambda is negative means Q is negative, the charge is negative. In that case I can say the electric lines of force is radially inward. That thing we will write. So here I have written, if lambda is greater than 0 means Q is positive, then direction of electric field is radially outward, and if lambda is less than 0 means Q is negative, that's why lambda is less than 0, then direction of electric field is radially inward. This is all about the first application of Gauss law. Next part we will discuss the problem of NCERT. So now we will discuss the NCERT exercise problem 1.23 based on this application. So let's start the problem. An infinitely line charge produce a electric field of 9 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per Coulomb. Means given, I will write given E equal to 9 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per Coulomb at a distance of 2 cm. Means see, this is the infinite line charge. I will take a Gaussian cylindrical surface. So ये इस पॉइंट में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड देगा 9 इंटू 10 टू पावर 4, मीन्स कितना डिस्टेंस होगा वायर से 2 सेंटीमीटर, और आई कैन से दिस आर, दिस इज आर इक्वल टू 2 सेंटीमीटर, और दिस कैन बी रिटन एज 0.02 मीटर. सो calculate the linear charge density. From that, for a line charge we know the formula, electric field equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. See here he is asking about lambda. Calculate the linear charge density, means lambda. We know the electric field given, r is given, we know the value of 2 pi and also epsilon naught. So here we will write lambda equal to 2 pi epsilon naught r into E. Here I will write 2 into 3.14 into, we know the value of epsilon naught 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 into r equal to, in SI form, 0.02 into electric field is given 9 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. Sorry. So electric field is given. So if we will calculate this, we will get the result 10 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb per meter. This is the answer. It's a very easy question, but you have to know the first application formula, E equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Okay, going to the next problem. So going to the next problem, NCERT 1.19. A point charge of 2 microcoulomb. So I will take the charge Q equal to 2 microcoulomb, that's equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. This is given section. Okay. At the center of a cubic Gaussian surface, 9.0 centimeter edge, means the edge of the Gaussian surface is given is equal to 9 centimeter, or this can be written as 0.09 meter. Okay, cube. Then what is the net electric flux through the surface? So I can draw the cube like this. I can draw the cube like this. Okay, I can say this is the cube, and the charge enclosed by the cube is Q, that is 2 into 10 to the power 6 coulomb. Then the total surface, means net electric flux through the surface, means total surface. So I can say the total flux through the surface is equal to total charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught, that is total charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Okay, that implies phi E is equal to total charge is 2 into 10 to the power minus 6 divided by epsilon naught value 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12. That we can get 0.226. We can get 0.226 into 10 to the power 6 unit is Newton coulomb inverse meter square. Okay, so this is the answer. Thank you.